Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's great news for Unity developers today and potentially okay news for non-Unity developers because Unity are running their annual mega bundle right now. This is basically kind of like a humble bundle but with all Unity assets, but some of those assets obviously could be used outside of the Unity game engine, and yes, the license allows that. So what are we looking at here? Well, it's basically organized into tiers like a humble bundle. Each one has, so the $10 tier you get those assets, $20 you get those assets, and for $30 you get those assets, but of course if you buy this tier you also get this tier, you buy that tier, you also get this tier. So if you buy the bottom tier, you're getting everything we're going to talk about today. So we're going to go one by one through the assets at each individual tier level. So at the first tier, the $9.99 tier, you get 3 assets. The first one is the Roslyn C# compiler. This enables you to, Roslyn is a compiler made by Microsoft. This basically integrates it into Unity some way, allows you to do runtime loading of assemblies in C# scripts, so you compile and run C# scripts at runtime. Leverage the latest C# language features through the compiler and so on. One thing to be aware of, it supports PC, Mac, and Linux platforms. I don't know if it will work on mobile, which require AOT compilations. It says it may, but not officially support it. So that's the first one, is the Roslyn C# compiler, runtime compiler. Next up, we have loading screens. This is a drag and drop system, allows you to create beautiful and professional loading screens for your game. Save the time to create your own and use this. So simple to use. You only need one line of code. So you can see various different kind of loading systems that were created here. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see a couple more. So that is only normally $10 though. So, and then finally we get into the PBR Material Bundle Volume 1, a collection of 445 materials. Here you're seeing the Ultimate Material Pack Volume 1, 2, and 3, glass materials, wood materials, flesh and blood, and sci-fi panels. You can see the breakdown of the exact materials they've got. All the textures are at 2K resolutions in PNG format. This is an example of, even if you are not a Unity developer, this collection of textures would be usable in other engines. Now, you may not have the shader-specific stuff for Unity in that case, but it would be useful outside. All right, so now we're jumping up to the $19.99 tier. And at this tier, number 1, we have Asset Cleaner Pro. This basically is for cleaning up stuff that is unused, kind of make a mess of your project. This will help you through. So you got Project Cleaner, and then we've got Find References. So it's Find References uses relationships easily in projects or seen. Nested prefabs, I can't speak today, are supported in this case. And then we've got the Japanese alley. This one is all the assets you need to create an alley in Japan. So we've got 94 FBX files. Once again, those FBX files would definitely be usable in any game engine or content creation tool you wanted. So even if you are not a Unity user, ditto for the textures. So you've got 224 textures in there. 99 prefabs, obviously that wouldn't be very useful, or the 2 demo scenes would not be useful. So if you're looking for to create a Japanese style of alley, that's what that pack is all about. And then we get Shadow Weaver. Shadow Weaver is not well described. A node-based shader creation tool specializing in 2D sprite UI effects, giving you the artistic freedom to enhance sprite/UI in a visual and an intuitive way. Supports Unity 2017, 2018, and 2019. Distinct nodes and workflow makes it easier to create impressive 2D effects. So yeah, to get an idea of what that one's all about. Again, if there is something that you have a particular amount of interest in, I can follow up with a potential follow-up video. So let me know anything that you want to learn particularly more about. Next up, we have Bioik, or inverse kinematics. This is not described at all. Okay, you guys are making my video very hard. All right, here we go. With this asset, you will be able to solve the inverse kinematic problems on generic kinematic geometries with single or multiple kinematic chains. Very easy to use. It only requires one script, Bioik, to define and solve the postures for all your characters. All you need to do is set up the joints and goals as you wish, and then watch the magic happen when you press play. All right, so that's Bioik. And then we've got the Polygon Nights pack from Cinti Studios. Now, these have been available in previous bundles and humble bundles and so on. So do make sure that if this is the one you were particularly interested in, that you don't already own it. I own this one, actually. It's a really good pack. I like the Cinti stuff for sure. It's pretty straightforward. Also, this is completely and 100% usable outside of the Unity game engine. So if you're looking for that low polygon look for a nightly village and some nights in general, that is what the Polygon pack is all about. And then we get the top-down Fantasy Forest pack. This is features Total of 177 prefabs, 4 particle effects, 6 tileable terrain textures, 7 tree models, 24 brushes, grasses, and plants, 14 mushrooms, 20 resource nodes, gold, iron, minerals, 26 rocks, cliffs, and pebbles, gold and iron mines, healing fountain in 4 variations, tents, wagons, campfire, and many camp props, fire particle effect, and a stone fence set. The vegetation assets use a custom shader made with the Amplify Shader Editor. So that is the top-down fantasy forest, and that is it for the middling tier. The $20 tier is done, so now we are on to the $30 tier. Once again, if you buy this tier, you get everything we just mentioned, and then everything we're about to mention. So first one we've got here is RPG. So URPG, long-awaited RPG asset from the creator of RPG. It's for creating single-player RPGs, so you can see the scriptable things that scare. You have things like first and third person mount, falling damage, attributes, inventory, crafting, harvests, melee weapons, so on and so forth. Interesting. It's basically a scaffolding for creating a single-player RPG-style game. All the various different things that you need to make that work. So that one is definitely an interesting asset. Next up, we have Everyday Motion Pack. Express feelings and make every moment diverse in your own work. You will find the right animations for your project in this pack. You will also have a chance to make SNS projects with distinct 196 cartoon-style animations. So a ton of cartoon-style animations available here. You can see breakdown of what all of those actually are. So there. And then next up, we have the UI particle system. Advanced solution for 3D particles used in the Unity GUI. With this plugin, you will not need to worry about changing sorting order, adding multiple canvases, etc. You can just add particles to the GUI in a few quick steps. UI particle system is also mobile friendly, very efficient depth buffer, makes it very cheap for performance. Next up, we have the Polyverse Skies, low poly skybox shaders and textures. This would actually really mesh well with Cinti stuff. Same kind of art style going on here. Highly optimized, customizable skybox shader fit for low poly style games, built with the Amplify Shader Editor for console, mobile, and VR with perspective and orthographic camera support. Customize your skies with 3 color gradient backgrounds, sky pattern overlays, animated clouds, sunlit clouds, sun and moon, twinkling stars, Unity's built-in fog, and high quality textures even at 4K gaming. Next up, we have the Paintcraft Drawing and Coloring Book Engine. Oh, that's very specific. So if you want to create a drawing game or a coloring game, this seems to be the one for you. Artist-friendly multi-platform drawing app constructor, perfectly works for coloring books and simple drawing applications, supports pattern brush, mask region, fillings, stamp stickers, and more. Works the same fast on iOS, Android. Is that Windows Phone 8? Okay. This does seem to be not the Pro version, however, which has SVG support and drawing on 3D scenes. So do be aware of that particular feature. Another thing you're going to want to watch out for with any kind of an add-on for Unity 2 is check with the manufacturer. Make sure that all the stuff has support for the rendering engine of choice. And that's just sort of a mess that Unity's in right now. Is it going to support ERP or HDRP or the standard pipeline? That's going to be really relevant if there's something you want to pick up. Make sure that your actual version and your render pipeline are actually supported. All right, next up we got the low poly vegetation pack. Again, would fit well with Cinti assets and that skybox from earlier. Huge variety of different plants, grass, bushes, and other plants ready to use for your game levels. Just drag and drop prefabs to your scene and achieve beautiful results in no time. And here's kind of what I'm talking about. You want to make sure that your pipeline of choice is actually supported. So here you can see 432 low polygon prefabs, 43, you can read them. They're all right there. All right, so next up we have the oak forest environment. I'm almost 100% certain this has been in a previous bundle as well. It's a pretty straightforward collection of high-quality model vegetation, oak trees, bush, other bush, a stump, textures, and so on. So if you are looking to create a forest, this one is for you. Now we get Cartoon FX Remaster. Is a new version of the Cartoon FX Pack 1, brand new effects remade from scratch. 50-plus high-quality stylized special effect prefabs. Includes lots of general-purpose effects like explosions, smoke, fire, water splashes, and so on. So you can see them there. And then we've got Puppet 2D, now with Auto Rig, is an advanced 2D skeletal animation tool. Rig it in minutes, makes rigging a biped really fast. So it seems to be sort of like a spine or a spider just built into the Unity game engine directly. And then we got the Little Heroes Mega Pack, more than 300 game models for your game. So you got a breakdown of all the things that are are listed in this particular pack. So down, oh no, that's just an update. And then it looks like they have animations set up with the following: relax, idle, walk, and so on. Oh, there's a ton of animations set up there. So if you're going for low poly, here is another animation pack out there of prefab characters ready to drop in. And then we get the GUI Pro Kit casual game. Existing fonts have been banned from the game. What? Okay, so they changed the fonts out there. That's a very strange comment. It's 2700 source pings, icons, 320 icons, 90 unique item icons, 60 rune icons. PSDs are included. It's just the Photoshop document used to create them. So it's pretty straightforward. It's a collection of assets. I gotta guess that they probably used a font that they shouldn't have. That's what I'm guessing by that comment. And that is it. That is the Lunar New Year Mega Bundle. It's pretty straightforward. Once again, you buy this, you also get this, and then if you buy this, you get everything. There's nothing here that's like overwhelmingly jumping out at me. Shadow Weaver was interesting. A lot of the assets are obviously always useful, but there's nothing here that's really confusing or demo worthy in my opinion. But if there's anything here you do want me to follow up on, please do let me know, and I will do so. Some of the more interesting things, potentially, possibly Bioik, URPG, I know that one's certainly going to have some interest in it. Puppet 2D perhaps, but if there's anything here that you really want to learn more about or see more about or see me do a follow-up video on, do let me know, comments down below, and I will do my best. So anyways, that is it. As you see, you've got basically 23 days from today, so we've got pretty much all of February to buy this one, so you're not rushed. But if you're looking to pick up some assets, $30. If there's a single asset here, it's pretty much a no-brainer. So let me know what you think of this bundle in general. If there's anything you want me to follow up on, I will do my best, and that is it. I will talk to you all later.